Hi, welcome to the Shelly Studio. Today I'm just going to play around. I had this picture printed on my printer, an inkjet printer, and it had gotten a little bit of water on it and it had bled. And I really liked the pattern, the color on the back side of the paper. And I was done with this picture, so I figured I would just play with it and see what I ended up with. Just wanted to see what would happen if you really got the thing wet. And I was going to leave lots of splatters, but I get a little carried away with the water. Or I put too much on and it bleeds out. I don't know. See, it covered most of it. You'll see it's crazy that the ink on these things, because when I lift it, you'll see on the table. Look at that. It's dripping color. It's crazy. So that's the back side. I'm going to dry it with my heat gun. And there it is. And I've got a piece of cardstock. And I am going to, I think at this point I decided I was going to make a tag out of it. Just for the heck of it. I haven't made tags in a while. I didn't know what else I would put on there, but that was my idea. And I really liked that spot where it was white with the ink edges and stuff. So that's why I picked that spot to stick the tag in there. And when all is said and done, I end up using the opposite side. But I just put it in there, make it nice and smooth. I'm going to put it under some weight and let it sit and dry. I'm going to make it smooth, and I want it to dry flat. So I'm going to put a couple of books on there to help it dry flat. Alright. So now I need to cut around that cardstock so that we can have our tag. I decided the best thing to do would be to cut it with the paper trimmer so we can get some nice clean edges. And I'm trying to take just a little bit of the cardstock when I cut it so that the paper's not hanging over the edge. But I'm getting it as close as I can. I don't know why it mattered, but that was the idea. This one I think I don't take off enough. I come back later and I'll have to trim that some more. So I did this back in June. I can't remember the date of the footage, but I didn't really know what I was going to put on the front of the tag. So once I make the tag itself, the base, it just sits for 2.5 months. Well, at least 2 months and a week or so. I can't remember because, like I said, I can't remember the exact date I did it, but I know it was near the beginning of June, and it's now near the end of August, so I just used my little homemade template to get my angles for my tag. And then we're going to find the center and punch a hole. I don't know why I marked it where I marked it, but I go to punch the hole and I'm like, that is not centered. That is not centered. This is why you measure twice, cut once. It's 3 inches. It should be done at 1.5. I make another mark, punch the hole. There. Erase the marks, and there we have it. I made a couple of hole reinforcers just out of some blue cardstock to finish off the tag. And this is the point where I just set it aside and said, maybe I'll figure out what I want to do with it later. And then today I wanted to do something creative, but I wasn't sure I wanted to get out all my gel printing stuff. And I had this dragonfly just sitting nearby. I had cut it out for a previous project, didn't end up using it. It's from a gel printing session with some dragonfly masks from PM Artist Studio. So I decided he needed more color, so I'm adding quinacridone nickel hazel gold. Say that 10 times fast. Just trying to move him without having him fall apart. So I was looking at the paint kind of sitting there on the table, and I thought, well, that could look like, you know, the dragonfly's trail, because it was kind of in a swirly pattern. But when I squished it on there, it doesn't really look like that. And it'll just be background. Maybe there's some orange flowers. I don't know. Alright, so this is another little stencil that I got from PM Artist Studio. And I'm just going to add some leaves to my page. Give the dragonfly a place to live. And I'm just using craft paint, nothing fancy. That is like a neon green and then a forest green, and then the other one is citron. I only use citron just a little bit. And I get a little too much paint on my sponge and it squishes through, but we won't worry about it. We're just playing today. It's always best if you have less paint on your sponge when you're stenciling. That helps prevent squishes like that. I'm cleaning off my stencil because I want to change the direction of the branch or whatever, the leaves. So how's everyone today? I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're safe. And the weather's good. It's pretty hot here today. Did a little bit of yard work. Drained me. It was so hot. I kind of missed a spot there, so I'm trying to line it back up so I can just get that little tip on there. That doesn't look too bad. I have a little bit of brown here, and I thought I would paint a few, I don't know, you call them reeds? Anyways, just some brown branches. So you can imagine the dragonfly might land on one of those. And it adds a little bit of variety. Not just green leaves that are all the same. Alright, so once that's dry, sorry for the camera bounce. Just going through and inking up the edges. It's really hard to tell. I think I need a re-inker. Or use one of my, I have other brown ink pads I could use. Just wanted to give it, I don't know, sort of a finish to its edges. I think it looks more finished. Or something. Or more, like I can't speak. Like it's existed a little bit longer than 2 seconds. How's that? Give it some age. Fake age, but age. Alright, so we're going to glue on the dragonfly. I'm just using a glue stick, because you know that paper would probably still bleed if I actually used like matte medium or something on it. So he's flying, so I didn't want to line him up right on top of the brown branch. I felt like the edges weren't quite dark enough, so I'm just going to go straight with the, and this is just going straight on the edge, not trying to get on top, but just right on the edges so that there's no white showing. There we go. Alright, so I lost footage. I don't know how I lost footage, but I have these fun pens that I found at an office supply store that are metallic, and they have them in a lot of different colors, and it was a lot of fun to draw my dragonfly. And then I added a little bit of white, but the metallic inks the brand is Tulle, T-U-L, and then they're called GL Series Metallic Ink Retractable Gel Pens. And this one says limited edition, and it's 8 different colors. So much fun. But it's kind of hard to see. I have to like tilt it at an angle so you can see. Yeah, I used a little bit of the yellow, which looks gold to me, and the green, and a couple of shades of blue. I think I added a little bit of the, I guess it's silver, since it's metallic and it's gray. I did do one set of leaves in the yellow, gold. But yeah, I really enjoy playing with those things. And I think it made the card. Like, I think it just boosted the card to add that. Just adding more. Got to give it to all of them, right? So I decided since it's a tag, I've got to give it a word. So I went into my package of words. Again, sorry about the bounce. My camera is on boom, and when I hit record, it bounces. I usually cut that out, but for some reason I didn't this time. So I had this word passion. It was on some rice paper, so it's not going to disappear, but I figured it worked. And I later go in and ink around the word, which I think helps blend it in. And I have some fabric that I thought was the right color. It's still a little too thick. Kind of matches the background, don't you think? I thought it did. Anyway, we're going to make that be the floofle for the tag. Little ends. And there we go. Just a fun little tag, a way to play. I hope you liked it. If you like my tag, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. Thank you all for watching. Have an awesome day.